Know the feeling. Now, this Saturday marks exactly 12 months since the opening ceremony of the 2012 Olympic Games, and although most of the action was centred in London, it was made clear that the success of the Games should be used to create a sporting legacy right across the country.
And tomorrow we will hear from some of those who won medals at the Games. But in his first look at the legacy of London 2012, our sports correspondent Steve Clamp looks at what has been done to improve access to sport for all.
12 months ago, the Olympics set the nation's imagination alight. The success of our athletes putting sport firmly on the agenda. But since then, what has actually changed? Well, in a physical sense, the Olympic Village, which had been home to most of the Olympians during the Games, it'll now soon provide long-term living space. And while you can get up pretty close to the Olympic Village to see the work going on here, if you want to visit the Olympic Park to reminisce on all those gold medals, well, you're going to have to wait a little longer. With the site sealed off during building works, the Docklands Light Railway, boarded at Stratford, provides one of the best, albeit briefest, views of the stadiums as they are transformed into the Queen Elizabeth Olympic Park. But change hasn't been restricted to parts of London. Here in Derby, another building site. This time the creation of a multi-sports arena, right next to Derby County's Pride Park. The highlight will be the Midlands' only indoor velodrome, a £27 million investment.
I think the Olympics just nailed the deal as far as the public were concerned. There was that enthusiasm to build new facilities because the ones that we've got are ageing and in desperate need of repair or replacement. And we decided it was best value for money to replace them. And so the Olympics was really the icing on the cake.
We're looking at something for the future, for future athletes. Who knows, maybe a future gold medalist from this area.
While that project is new from the ground up, elsewhere, investment is on a smaller scale. In Digbeth in Birmingham, broken windows and barbed wire gives way to something which, thanks to legacy funding, has gone from strength to strength.
Keep going.
The Small Heath Boxing Club is bringing local children and teenagers in and giving them a positive focus.
The high majority of people that we work with within the community will never be boxers because they haven't got the ability to do it. However, it can still change their life. So no matter what their ability levels are, or how old they are, or what they want to achieve in life, our job and our duty here is to get the very best out of each individual.
The commitment of the coaches is repaid with emerging talent. Like Connor Benson, who's competed for England. But even at 16 years old, Connor is well aware that places like this aren't just about creating elite sportsmen.
There's a lot of, gang crime and knife crime and stuff like that. This is what this place was built for. It's helped. It's got a lot of kids in here, and the membership has gone through the roof since when it comes to the Olympics and stuff like that. It's been a big boost to the gym, but it gets kids off the streets and it gets them wanting to do stuff with their life.
Just like the sports arena in Derby, this boxing gym, like many other projects across the Midlands, have been helped with funding from Sport England. Its remit is to distribute £1 billion of lottery and exchequer money across the country. And it's in offices here by Bloomsbury Park in London where a lot of decisions are made as to how to improve the health of the nation. The aim of Sport England is to get people like you and me more active.
I think we've got a tremendous momentum from the Games, which is carrying on, and we're really seeing some excitement. I thought we'd sort of drop off a cliff after the Games. It was such an enormous event, and that certainly hasn't happened. There's real enthusiasm.
But despite the huge cash handouts provided by Sport England, recent statistics suggest not everyone is benefiting. The East Midlands falls just short of the national average of adults playing sport or taking part in regular exercise, with 34%. While the West Midlands is one of the worst performing regions in the country, just 32%. Your latest statistics suggest the East Midlands is doing okay, but the West Midlands not so well. Why do you think that is?
Well, there are large conurbations and obviously a lot of disadvantaged communities, and we do find it's more difficult to penetrate into those areas than other areas. But there are some really good projects looking at that now and challenging that.
One sport that has benefited right across the country is one of the most practical, cycling. Be it here in a city or out in the country, participation is up by more than half. Perhaps the clearest demonstration that while investment in infrastructure certainly helps, It's the ability of our sporting stars to inspire others that creates the most effective Olympic legacy.
Now, some sad news. Tributes have been paid to